A lot of people want to become YouTubers, especially when you consider that a significant portion of people, particularly younger gens, heavily want to become a YouTuber or influencer of some sort, which is insane when you put into contrast of possible career paths kids in the past would say they want to be, like for example, being an astronaut, doctor, lawyer, and those types of things we would normally say when we were kids. But the newer gens are completely different. Even with me, I've been wanting to be a YouTuber since I was about 12 years old, but because I was scared to put myself out there due to people potentially finding my YouTube channel or having negative things to say about it, I put off the idea of uploading on there. Until some years passed and when I was 17 and uploaded my first ever experimental type of vids ranging from public interviews to skits, back to public interviews, I felt a level of creativity taken over that I had not felt prior to it. That backed up with watching some of my favorite YouTubers for years and seeing how one website / app changed their lives forever, it made me that much more interested in the idea of becoming one. And if you're someone that's been putting off the idea of becoming a YouTuber, I hope to inspire you and tell you why you should definitely become a content creator of some sort, even if people don't watch you like that. So the first point I want to make when you're first starting up your YouTube channel is that it's low barrier to entry. Like, you don't need money to start up a YouTube channel. All you just need is Wi-Fi and a camera. And I'm quite literally recording on my iPhone right now. So there you go. And I also want to add in the fact that once you start uploading to YouTube, it's going to get you into the habit of just putting yourself out there without the fear of judgment or ridicule. Like, bro, I'll let you know, most people don't even end up uploading their first ever YouTube video because of these limiting beliefs they have about themselves. For example, like, oh, I'm not good in front of the camera. I have imposter syndrome, just whatever artificial negative beliefs they have about themselves. And I'm guilty of this too, because that's what hindered me from uploading self-improvement content in the first place for a long period of time. And the thing is, all these limiting beliefs are just straight up bullshit, because half the things we tell ourselves is just inside of our mind. And I'll commonly hear people say shit like, oh, I need a laptop to edit. If you have some sort of device, whether it's your phone, Android, you can quite literally start right after this video if you just hit the record button. And on top of that, to add on to my point, a lot of people have this misconception thinking that you have to be this highly extroverted person who screams a lot like a speed or some shit. But the thing is, YouTube is for everybody, ranging from all personality types from all walks of life. So if you're introverted, extroverted, or whatever the f you believe you are, there's someone else out there that's exactly like you or similar to you to a degree that they want to watch. So bro, you basically have nothing to lose. Because another worry that people tend to have, which I'm about to dismantle right now, is that they're worried that their coworkers, their family, their friends might see their YouTube channels, which is understandable. I mean, that was like one of my fears that prevented me from even uploading to YouTube in the first place. But the thing is, bro, nobody really cares. And not just that, the likelihood of your videos popping up and showing up for them is very slim because you're just starting off. It'll take a good while for any one of your videos to pop off. And if that's the thing that you're worried about, just private it. But unless you're like one of the extremely lucky few that just happen to have a video pop off, then I guess you're the exemption. But even that you shouldn't even worry about, because you're doing something that most people are too, excuse my language when I say this, too pussy to do. And I don't say that to sound disrespectful. It's just more so to really highlight how passionate and how serious I am when it comes to people, myself included, making all types of artificial excuses to not get started on something. And bro, even if you're not trying to take YouTube seriously, it's a good place for having a creative outlet. So when I say creative outlet, what I mean is a place for you to showcase your skills in a way that's not hidden from the rest of the world. So let's say you're good at drawing, singing, dancing, doing hair, makeup, nails, gaming, whatever you're good at, you need to show to the world what you're capable of, because there's a lot of people out there, talented people at that, who are really good at things that interest them or that they're passionate about, but nobody will ever know that their work exists because they were too scared to put themselves out there. So you basically just become an unknown talented person, or as I'd like to call it, wasted potential, because you never know how much your creativity or work can change someone's lives. I mean, think about it when you're watching shows, movies. For example, this is just a brief mention. I heavily attribute me starting self-improvement content to anime. Anime has a lot of like messages and themes inside of it that talks about encouragement, empowerment, like just all these things that you would typically hear in real life in a motivational sense. Anime has, and had anime not existed, I wouldn't have found the courage in myself to even start up a YouTube channel. And just to have you thinking even more, even with me creating this video, if this video didn't exist, I would just be another talented person the world may never know. But if I am resonating with you by telling you all this, feel free to hit the like button for me, because I feel like I'm spitting right now, guys. And even if you're one of those people that don't necessarily want to show your face, there's plenty of other alternatives and ways to go about it. So for example, you can have like faceless channels, and there's channels that have like a cartoon avatar and AI voices that gets the job done for them. Like bro, there's so many ways to go about making content nowadays that it's insane. And it still surprises me that a lot of people nowadays will still use this excuse to not start. And not gonna lie, I'm already knowing there's gonna be some dickheads in the comments are gonna be saying like, oh, but Noah, not everybody can be a YouTuber. I understand that not everyone's into content creation, even though most people consume content nowadays. But when people say shit like that, what they're really referring to is like they're comparing the average Joe to like a Mr. Beast or like an influencer or content creator who just creates entertaining content. I believe like if you're on the internet all the time, you can definitely do it. Doesn't mean you have to be like a Mr. Beast or any one of those people you're trying to compare the average Joe to. Like you can be a teacher online and teach people what you recently learned, or teach people things that they haven't learned before. Or you can be an average Joe and talk about something that people relate to and other things of that nature. Or here's a good one. If you're a business owner and an entrepreneur, by creating valuable content and starting what's called a personal brand, you can scale up your business even more by attracting like-minded customers to whatever products you're selling, thus making more money from organic traffic that you normally wouldn't be able to do at scale with just cold DMing or paying for ads with your own hard-earned money. Isn't really sustainable long-term. Worst of all, going in person and trying to sell people your products. And again, YouTube is free, so it's just free promo. Like you really don't know how far you can take this content stuff until you actually step into this realm, especially when you get to the point from treating it like a hobby to something that you genuinely want to grow. Like this surprises a lot of people when I say this, but YouTube is a genuine career path or a potential side hustle that you make money from to further help you with your bills or feel a particular lifestyle that you want to live. And the thing is, making money online is actually real. I'm living proof of that. Granted, I haven't made the most amount of money online. It is something, but I actually know people who have actually made somewhere over like 10K to like 15K, 20K or more a month just from the social media stuff. And this is not to just sell you on the fact that you can make a fuck ton of money from social media or YouTube, although I know some of y'all are money hungry, greedy fucks. But it's just to make you aware that you can make an actual living from creating stuff you put out there. But if the money does attract you, I don't blame you. The only thing I'll just tell you is that you should know that just doing things for the sole purpose of making money isn't sustainable long term, and it will lead you to quitting before anything ever takes off. And it's kind of why you'll see people typically looking for the top 10 side hustles to make 10K a month type of videos, and then wound up quitting when they don't see immediate money right away. Like that's the equivalency of that. But if you just do it out of not only the passion of creating, but genuinely trying to solve problems, real problems that people have, and help people, you'll get so much farther, because that's what content creators are meant to do. Even if they're aware of it or not, YouTubers fill some type of void or need of their audiences, whether it's like entertaining content where they cure their viewers' boredom, or educational channels where they give out interesting info or perspectives you never heard of or would have thought of had that video not existed. Or there's content for both demographics, the ones who look for entertainment and educational content. I personally consider myself an educational and entertaining content, hence the editing. Like I don't like to place myself in one box. And it should also be fair to mention that when you become a content creator, that's one of the best self-improvement outlets out there, because again, once you get yourself into the digital economy or put your digital footprint out there, you'll see that you as a person start to evolve with your content. And the thing I like a lot about this YouTube stuff is that it forces you to adapt and change with the times. And it doesn't necessarily mean like following trends, but more of the fact that the more you record, the better you become, not only being comfortable in front of the camera, but being the type of person people look up to and like. Like don't lie to me when I make this point. A lot of us watched some YouTubers back in the day where we heavily looked up to them or wanted to be like, or have inspired us to create in some capacity. You can possibly be that person for someone else later on down the line and showcase to them what life could look like when you decide to hit the record button. Like bro, you'd be doing yourself a huge disservice to not start now. Like this is another thing too that I want to mention. YouTube is for anyone of any age range. So if you think that you're too young or too old, that's stupid, because there's quite literally people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s or higher just starting off on YouTube and doing relatively well. So there you go. You know that there's people out there that are actually making this shit work. But hey man, I'm just a regular guy on the internet who just wants more people to express their creative nature and improve and evolve alongside it. And if you don't know where to start, bro, there's so many beginner guides on YouTube. But just in case you want to learn from someone like me, right now I'm considering creating a free or paid community on this website called School cool, where I'll help you out however I can. You'll find like-minded people in there who will actually help you out too. Like, you don't have to look into or even buy if you're not interested, but assuming you watch this far into the video, it'd be hard to believe you wouldn't see this as something potentially valuable to you. So by the time this video is released, the link should be in the description. It's just like a little pre-launch. You guys give me feedback and let me know if you like it or not. But if you don't want to join, completely fine. You can just watch these videos for free. Don't want to oversell you on something, my boy. But yeah, just hit record, stop procrastinating, and start making content. And yeah, guys, that brings me to the end of this video. If you guys found value from this, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, dream big, and take action. I'm gonna see you guys. Peace.